Do you find yourself with an all CRT, LED, or even OLED TV that seems a bit outdated? It could be due to various reasons like not having smart features, lacking support for your favorite apps, or taking too long to load applications. In today's video, I will guide you on how to overcome these issues and transform your old TV into a cutting-edge Android TV. Let's get started. For this project, you will need a TV. If you are trying it as a hobby, a computer monitor will do, a Raspberry Pi board, either a Raspberry Pi 3 or Raspberry Pi 4. At present, the operating system we plan to use is not suited for the Raspberry Pi 5 board. I am using a Pi 400 for this project as it comes with a keyboard and mouse. You will also need a fast SD card at least 16 GB in size, a USB drive, an HDMI cable, and a Bluetooth remote control. If your remote control is not available, you have the option to use a mouse or keyboard instead. Google hasn't released an Android TV version for the Raspberry Pi, so we will need to use a custom build to install it. In this project, we will be using Android TV 13 by Constacan since installing Google apps on operating systems like TWRP can be challenging. To download the Android TV OS for your Raspberry Pi, open your web browser and navigate to constacan.com. Once the page loads, select your device from the drop-down list on the top right. You will be redirected to a page listing all the Android OS options compatible with the device you have chosen. You can find several versions of Android open source project builds and Lineage OS builds that work for your device. Click on Lineage OS 20 Android TV to download Android TV OS 13 for your Raspberry Pi. You will be redirected to a page with download links. Click the first link, the non-OTA version. This will take you to a file hosting website. Follow the on-screen instructions to start the download. While the OS is downloading, open a new tab and visit raspberrypi.com. Click on Software. Scroll down and download the Raspberry Pi imager that matches your operating system by clicking the download button under Install Raspberry Pi OS using Raspberry Pi imager. Once you have downloaded both the Android TV OS and Raspberry Pi imager, double-click on the downloaded Raspberry Pi imager executable file to begin the installation. In the installation wizard window, click Install to start the installation. Once the installation is finished, click Finish to exit the installation wizard. The Raspberry Pi imager will open automatically. Before you proceed, connect the SD card to your PC. In the Raspberry Pi imager window, click Choose Device under Raspberry Pi device to select your Raspberry Pi. Next, click Choose OS under Operating System and select the Android TV OS you have downloaded. Click Choose Storage under Storage and select the SD card drive you have inserted. Click Next to start the imaging process. Now a warning message will appear stating that all data on the drive will be deleted. Ensure you have backed up your SD card data and click Yes to continue. Wait until the process is complete. Once the OS is written to the SD card, a Write Successful message will pop up. Click Continue. You can now close the Raspberry Pi imager and eject the SD card from your PC. After that, insert the SD card into the slot on your Raspberry Pi. Connect it to the TV using an HDMI cable, plug in the power adapter and switch on the power. The Lineage OS startup screen will appear. It might take a little time to boot up on the first try. After the initial boot, you will be prompted to pair a Bluetooth device. If needed, I have included a link to a Bluetooth remote in the video description. If you prefer not to connect your Bluetooth device, you can press F2. Now a welcome to Lineage OS message will appear. Click Start to begin the configuration. On the End User License Agreement window, click Accept. Next, select your device language and click Next. In the Select Your Wi-Fi Network window, you can either connect the device to your network or skip the step and add the network later. On the next step, uncheck the option if you don't want to send diagnostic and usage data to Lineage OS. Click Next to continue. Now click the Start button and the configuration will be completed, landing you on the Android TV main screen. You have successfully installed the Android TV OS on your Raspberry Pi. To check device details such as the device model and Android version, navigate to the About tab in the System Settings. To move around the system, you can use either your remote control, mouse or keyboard. Your system is now running on Android. However, it's quite empty at this point. Even Google Play Store isn't available. To install new apps, you will need to install Google Apps. Open your web browser on your PC and go to github.com/mindthegapps. In this case, you will need GApps for Android TV 13. If you're using a Raspberry Pi 3 or older, make sure to download the ARM version. Now scroll down and click on the repository that matches your OS to navigate to the GApps repository page. On the right side of the repository page, click the latest release under Releases. Next, scroll down to the Assets section of the release you want to download and click the zip file to download the GApps for your device. The file will be downloaded to your computer. After the download is complete, connect a pen drive to your computer. Now copy the downloaded GApps file to the pen drive. After the file has been successfully copied, eject the pen drive from your computer and then connect it to the Raspberry Pi. On your Raspberry Pi, go to the Settings menu, click on System and then select Buttons. Here you will find an option labeled Advanced Reboot. Click the toggle button to enable the Advanced Reboot feature. Once Advanced Reboot is enabled, return to the System Settings. Scroll down to the bottom of the menu and click Reboot. Now a new screen will appear. From there, select Recovery. Your device will then boot into TWRP recovery mode. Inside TWRP, locate and click the Install button. Next, change the storage source to USB and navigate to the GApp zip file. Then click to select it. Swipe the slider to confirm the flash. Wait for TWRP to flash the GApp zip file. Once the GApps are installed, TWRP will show two buttons, Wipe Dalvik and Reboot. Click Wipe Dalvik, then swipe the slider to confirm. Once the Dalvik cache is wiped, click the Reboot System button. Your device will now reboot with GApps installed, allowing you to install additional apps as needed. You can customize the home screen, add apps, and enjoy the latest Android TV experience on your old TV. Watch YouTube videos, play games, stay updated with news just like on a brand new Android TV. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing.